Hey, back with another flat picking rhythm video. So this is the second one. And we just talked about, last one we did the center, down on D, up on G, and like bouncing back and forth, just like a strum. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and doing that with a chord, like G, and then C. Yeah, you get the idea. I made a video for that. This is going to be exploring what else you can do with it. Now, I will say in general, unless you stay on the chord for a long time, usually the root, we're treating it like a bass line, so we don't really go back to it much until the chord changes. So like, you are worthy of it all. Might do it again. You are worthy of it all. I'd have to do D over F sharp to stay in this center. Are all things, and to you are all things. You deserve the glory. So we usually don't go back to the root much. Now I went back to it some because it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we would have gone another 2 without the root, and it just helps you hear the chord that you're playing. So you know, it's really up to your ear and what you want to hear. But in general, the root of the story is done. That's how we use it. And it only really changes, it only gets more complicated when we use that D string to play our root. Because then we really ought to change our center to the D, or the G and B strings. I'm smelling baby. I brought a baby a couple days ago, and I keep smelling the baby. You know, like baby smell? I don't know if that makes any sense. I should just quit talking extra on these things, especially at this time in the morning. Let's go to the build on it. So, like I said, the root is pretty much always going to be just like that bass line, and we're not coming back to it unless we need to recall it, you know, like on a 1 or whatever. So that's really all we use the root for. All I use the root for. Oh, I should have explained. Oh, rats. This isn't I didn't make this up. I got this from Shane Bernard from some video he put out on one of his, as like a extra onto one of his worship album, or one of his albums, their album, Shane&SHANE. And he was like, it was like a how-to video, and he just kind of explained what he did. And in that, he just had this brief little blip about how he does that. And he just does this little thing. And it came from, he didn't really know how to play, and so he knew some of the chords, and this is all he could accomplish and worship at the same time. And he just, you know, kept building on it, and I really don't know anybody else that does it like he does, and he's just a phenomenal strummer. If you look at his old stuff, man, like Psalm 145 from way low to go. Anyway, I digress, but this is not my pattern. I got this from Shane&SHANE, Shane Bernard. So, and I've just kind of, I just thought it was brilliant, and it worked for me, and I think it's a really useful tool, and I really haven't deviated a whole lot from it, for better or for worse. But, so what you want to do with the root, going back to that, the root we basically aren't touching anymore. And you just kind of play and add things on with the strings above it, and meaning farther down from your face, above in pitch. One way to do it would be like the modification 1 on bottom left. You're still doing the root, and I know I'm not doing exactly what it says, but just somewhere in here, we're going to add the next string up, which is your D, your B string. You're playing a D, right? So you go root back to center, and maybe hit sometimes that D, and try to make a pattern of it. Pattern 1 is like root to G string, D string, B string. Those are the actual notes that are being displayed, but you can see the string on that page, bottom of 32A. But it's down, up on the G, down on that one, up on the next one. So it's just kind of modifying. Your up down is always hovering around that center. It's just sometimes you might go down on the root and go back to center. You might go up a string and back to the center. You might go up 2, hit the high string, and I'll go a little slower, but root. Add 1 string above. Add 1 string above. Add 2 strings above. Do it whenever is convenient. You know, I would try to do it at the same time, like try to make a real pattern out of it, like if it's every 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the high E string. I'm skipping 2, but D string or B string 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and something that's on purpose, you know, that's kind of a little pattern. But the real pattern on 1 is root, center, up 1, center, up 1. So it kind of sounds, wait. It's probably too fast, hopefully. But you don't have to go that quick about it. Like that's putting a lot in the middle of it. You can kind of live in the center, hit 1 up, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. But just kind of explore different ways you can deviate and go up 1 or up 2, down 1, down. I mean, I guess that's the root, but maybe you could play the third. I wouldn't go down up here. That's usually bad news. Yep. So yeah, that's really all this is about, is just kind of exploring the up hits, you know, maybe going, and but in general, if this is the center, if you're below the center, it's a downstroke. If you're above the center, it's an upstroke. And that just kind of keeps us focused on we can always return to the center that way. And I don't really, I mean, you can, I've deviated some, you know, when I play, but for the most part, I just kind of keep to that rule. If you're on the bottom, the towards your face side of the center, you're hitting down, going towards the center. If you're above the center, you hit up, going back to the center. So that's kind of the way that works. Yeah, like, I might just show how much, if you were to have that, how much you can really do with that. Like if you got a medium tempo, like if you got to where you could do this, this tempo. All right, I'm just gonna start exploring some. Sounds great already. See, it really, it's a beautiful way to, I say beautiful, it's just like, it's so simply elegant. It's very simple. It's easy to wrap your mind around. It's very, what would you call it? It's kind of like repetitive or systematic. You're not really deviating from a certain norm. It keeps you at this down, up, down, up, down, up, like is good with strum. And if you do that, then you can really easily go back and forth. Like for me, if I'm strumming, all I do is kind of put my pinky down on that finger guard. I really do that quite a bit. kind of find center and get there. Switch over to it, and you break into a strum if you want to. Put that pinky down, strum a little, find center. It's just a nice way to kind of continue. It's not complicated. And I'm gonna leave it. I might want to leave it at that.